What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about a sad story out of Louisiana. A former LSU football player by the name of Kyren Lacy passed away, and reportedly he passed away due to taking his own life at age 25. Now, apparently, I don't know this 100%, but I think it had a lot to do with the fact that his case, apparently a grand jury was going to take up his case Monday due to a hit and run accident that took the life of another person. That person was 78-year-old Herman Hall last December. Now, Kyren Lacy was an NFL hopeful. He played at Louisiana Lafayette. He transferred to LSU, and he was going to, he was there to basically be the number one wide receiver. But on the field, it was very clear that there may have been some issues with Kyren Lacy as far as his emotions. Even Brian Kelly talked about how he was looking to better his emotions because he yelled at Brian Kelly, yelled at his own coach. And you could tell, I saw someone put up a highlight clip of him, and he's a very emotional football player. There's nothing wrong with being an emotional football player as long as you temper it, right? But what happened is a tragedy. And again, I'm not making this video to go in on this person, to attack this person, because it's clear he was suffering mentally. He did not want to go to jail. I don't think that this is something that he wanted, because if you look at his Facebook, which I did before I went and posted this particular video, where I went to record this video, as of March 20th, he was posting these clips of himself working out. This was in March, right? And I know it's April, but I guess because this case was about to go to court, maybe he became depressed. And we all know what happens when depression takes over, and it took him over. Now, I don't know how that particular case with the hit and run would have went, but he was looking at negligent homicide. I just think that, it's sad for everybody. It's sad for the person that lost their life in the crash, and it's sad for Kyren Lacy and his family. It really is. And we don't know the reason as to why this accident was caused. Was he drinking? There's still questions there. We still don't know the full story there. But all I know is you could tell that, maybe in the last month, because knowing that this case was about to go to trial, knowing that his football career was likely over, I think it played a big part into what happened. And again, this is unfortunate because he has a family. He has a mother. I believe he may have two younger siblings. I believe he had two younger siblings. He was the guy that was positioned to lead his family, to make a better financial future for his family, only for this one mistake to ruin everything. And from what I've seen, he's not a bad person off the field. He made a huge mistake with the hit and run that cost the man his life. And I think he suffered mentally from that ever since, which is why we are where we're at now, why we're making this video. And I do feel bad for his family and for the other family. A lot of people were affected by one decision. One decision has caused all of this pain. So let's get into this article. Former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy is accused of negligent homicide after a fatal car crash near Chacabay late last year has died. WBRZ investigative unit sources said the cause of death was suicide. A grand jury was set to take up Lacy's case Monday. Prosecutors say Lacy was driving a car that caused a head-on crash, I guess, on Louisiana 20. Is that what that is? LA 20? Is it Louisiana 20? That took the life of Herman Hall, 78, last December. State police said Lacy was speeding and crossed the center line in a no passing zone. Other drivers swerved out of the way and one of them hit Hall, police said. Prosecutors say that Lacy left the scene after the crash. In addition to the negligent charge, he was accused of a hit and run and reckless operation. He spent less than 2 hours in a parish jail after being booked. He was 24 at the time of the crash. Lacy wrapped up his career at LSU last year after initially playing at Louisiana LlFE. Lacy had 864 yards receiving and scored 18 touchdowns his final season at Thibodeau High School. Then signed with Louisiana LlFE. He played in 24 games in 2 seasons before moving to LSU in 2022. He played in every game at LSU starting in 24, but did not play in the Texas Bowl, which was played 2 weeks after the December 17th crash. And also, he was an NFL hopeful. It's sad all around. I want people to understand this, man. These young men have so much going on, but a lot of them are, and again, I've talked about his behavior on the field. He was a very emotional guy, yelling at his coach during the pointed gun celebration. Like, you could just tell, he's a guy that might be a little stubborn, that wants to do things his way. But again, that doesn't mean that he's an evil, bad person. He's just somebody that just made a mistake. And this is why it's very important for these young men to understand consequences and why whatever you're doing, whether it's drinking and driving, first of all, he shouldn't have been speeding. But, these young men, they got NIL money. They go out and get these fast cars. And this is what happens. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen at all. But you have guys who are basically professional. You got these college athletes, man. They're used to running fast and playing fast on the field, and they carry that behavior off the field. But this should be a very cautionary tale for a lot of these young men, man. There are consequences to actions. He did not want to go to court. He did not want to deal with that. And he decided that the best thing for him to do was to take his own life, which is sad. Because now his family's in pain. His family's in pain. You have the other family that's grieving. These decisions that people make, it has an effect. And I understand that, his mistake cost him everything. An NFL future. He might be going to prison. He was probably likely to go to prison. But at least you're taking accountability of what you've done. But I'm not here to demonize this young guy. I'm not here to talk about he should have done this or done that. He made one mistake. But all it takes is one mistake to cost you everything. All it takes is one mistake to cost you everything that you've worked for. So hopefully his family can get healed and moved on. And so the family of the gentleman, Herman Hall, who lost his life, 78 years old, latter years of his life. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll see y'all next one. Rest easy to Kyren Lacy.